Would you like to know that secret which is thousands of years old and can change your thinking forever? What if I told you that thousands of years ago, our sages had created a map of life that even today, in this fast paced life, can bring you true peace and success? We all search for happiness outside, in a new job, better relationships, or more money. We are running in a never ending race, hoping that at the next turn we will find the destination called peace. But the faster we run, the farther peace moves away. Stress, anxiety, loneliness, and a strange emptiness seem to have become a part of our lives. Every day we ask ourselves the same question: is life just this? Is there an end to this constant ongoing battle? The answer is yes. And this answer is hidden in India's deepest and most powerful scriptures, the Upanishads. These are not just books, they are an ocean of consciousness. More than 108 Upanishads, which are also called the essence of the Vedas or Vedanta, give us a completely new perspective on life. Today, we will take a dive into that same ocean. We will extract from the knowledge of the 108 Upanishads the five most powerful principles that can fundamentally change your thinking. This will not be a heavy, cumbersome lecture, but a practical guide for you, for your life, and for your troubles. So, for the next few minutes, set aside all the worries of the world and join me on this journey. This journey will take you from the outside world to your inner world, where the true treasure of peace and joy resides. First principle: Tat Tvam Asi, you are that. Our very first and perhaps most revolutionary principle comes from the Chandogya Upanishad. Tat Tvam Asi. Its simple meaning is, you are that. These three words can change your entire sense of being. But what does it really mean? The Upanishads say that the true power of this universe, called Brahman, that supreme consciousness, that energy which moves the stars, spins the planets, and creates life in them, you are not separate from it. You are a part of it, a form of it. Understand it like this: look at a wave in the ocean. Is that wave separate from the ocean? No. It is made of the ocean and will eventually merge back into it. Its form may be different, its name may be different, but its true existence is the ocean itself. In exactly the same way, we are all waves of the ocean of consciousness of the universe. Our body, our mind, our identity, all these are like the form of that wave, but our soul, our true self, is that ocean. In today's world, we feel how small we are. We recognize ourselves by our weaknesses, our mistakes, our limitations. I am not that good. I have this flaw. I just can't do this. This feeling, this imposter syndrome, has settled deep within us. It stops us from dreaming big and keeps us trapped in the chains we have created ourselves. That thou art strikes like a hammer on this entire notion. It reminds you that you are not just this body or this mind. You are a treasure trove of infinite possibilities. Within you lies the same power that drives the entire universe. When you begin to deeply feel this truth, doubt and feelings of inferiority start to melt away. It has a very beautiful story. A lion cub got separated from his mother as soon as he was born and started growing up among a flock of sheep. He began to bleat, like the sheep, started eating grass and became cowardly like them. He considered himself a sheep. One day, an old lion saw him. He was surprised why a lion was living like a sheep. He went to the young lion, but the young lion got scared and ran away. The old lion caught him and took him to the edge of a calm pond. He said, "Look at your reflection in the water." When the young lion looked into the water, he saw two faces, one of the old powerful lion and the other of himself, which looked exactly the same. The old lion said, "You are not a sheep. You are a lion like me. Your voice is not a pa, paw, but a roar." Then the old lion let out a loud roar that echoed throughout the forest. Hearing that roar, something awakened inside the young lion. He also gathered courage and tried to roar, and a powerful roar came from his mouth. In that moment, all his confusion shattered. He found his true identity. We are all like the cub of that lion, living our lives thinking of ourselves as sheep between society and our wrong beliefs. Tat Tvam Asi. is that old lion reminding us of our true identity. The next time you feel weak or small, remember these three words. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am infinite. I am powerful. This is not just positive thinking, it is the greatest truth of this universe. Living this truth is the first step towards knowing yourself. Second principle, Ishavasyam Idam Sarvam. God is in everything. Our second principle comes from the very first verse of the Isha Upanishad. Ishavasyam Idam Sarvam Yatkinsha Jagatyam Jagat. It means everything in this universe, whether moving or stationary, is made of God and is covered by Him. This is a very profound statement. It means that nothing in this world is ordinary or impure. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the earth we walk on, every human, every animal, every tree, every particle, everything is filled with that divine consciousness. God is not sitting somewhere far away in the sky, He is here now, present in everything. When we adopt this perspective, our attitude towards life changes completely. Today's world teaches us to become the owners of things. My house, my car, my money, my job. We build our identity around these things, and because we consider ourselves their owners, we are always afraid of losing them. This fear, this insecurity, is the root of all our sorrows. We spend our entire lives accumulating things, and then we remain consumed by the worry of protecting them. The Upanishad suggests an alternative path. It says, Tena Tyaktena Bhunjita, enjoy with renunciation. This does not mean that you should leave everything and go to the forest. It means to renounce the feeling of ownership. Use the things of the world, enjoy them, but like a trustee or caretaker, not like an owner. Understand it like this. You go for a walk in a beautiful garden. You enjoy the beauty of the flowers, feel their fragrance, and relish the cool breeze. You are happy with that experience, but you do not pluck the flowers and fill your pockets with them. You do not claim that this garden belongs to you. You simply enjoy it with a grateful heart and move on. In the same way, we have to enjoy life. This body, this family, this money, this success, all of these are gifts given to us by God for a limited time. We have to take care of them, use them properly, but not cling to them. Because the day we cling to them, the seed of sorrow is sown. The story of King Janak is the greatest example of this. He was the king of Mithila, possessing immense wealth and power. But at the same time, he was also a self-realized person. He wore royal clothes, lived in a palace, and fulfilled all his worldly responsibilities, yet inwardly, he was completely detached. He knew that none of it belonged to him. He was merely its caretaker. Once, a fire broke out in his palace. Everyone panicked and started running, trying to save their precious belongings. But King Janak sat calmly. Someone asked in surprise, Your Majesty, your palace is burning, and you are so calm. King Janak replied with a smile, In the shining Mithila, nothing of mine burns. Even if the entire Mithila burns, nothing of mine burns. Imagine what level of renunciation this would be. The understanding that our true form is the soul, and neither fire can burn the soul nor water can wet it. When you begin to see God in everything, you learn to respect things. You respect nature because it is divine. You respect other human beings because the same God is in them too. Your complaints decrease and gratitude increases. You become thankful for what you have received, and you have no regrets for what you have not. So, next time when you are driving your car, sitting at home, or with your family, pause for a moment and remember that all of this is a sacred gift. Enjoy it, take care of it, but without the feeling of ownership. This is the path to true freedom and everlasting peace. Third principle, Nishkama Karma, performing actions without the expectation of results. Our third principle reveals the mystery of karma that often feels like a trap to us. This principle, which is especially explained in the Bhagavad Gita, has its roots in the Upanishads. It is Nishkama Karma, that is, performing one's duty without desire or attachment to the results. Our entire life is based on karma, actions. We study for good marks, we work for money and promotions, we maintain relationships to gain love and respect. Behind every action, there is a hidden expectation. And this is where the problem begins. When our expectations are fulfilled, we get a little happiness. But when they are not fulfilled, and often they are not, we feel disappointment, anger, and sorrow. Our mental peace becomes completely dependent on external outcomes. We become like puppets whose strings are in the hands of success and failure. The Upanishads say that you have the right to perform your actions, but you have no right over the fruits of those actions. You have the right to work only, but never to its fruits. This does not mean that you should stop setting goals or trying to do better. It means that you should give your best, work with your full potential and honesty, but leave the outcome to God or fate. Think of a surgeon. When he is in the operating theater, his entire focus is on his work, on every single step. He gives his 100%. At that moment, he does not think about how much fee the patient will pay him, or whether his praise will appear in the newspaper or not. If he thinks like that, his hand will tremble and he will not be able to do his work properly. His duty is to perform his work with full skill. The result is not in his hand. This is the essence of selfless action. When you learn to enjoy the process of work, not just the result, you feel an incredible freedom. The fear of failure disappears because your happiness is no longer tied to the outcome. You work because it is your duty, your dharma, and there is an inner peace in doing it. This principle is nothing less than a life giving elixir for today's students and professionals. The stress of exams, the pressure to perform, the worry about meeting targets, all these have taken away our mental peace. We see work as a burden, something that we have to finish in order to gain something. Selfless action overturns this entire mindset. It says that work itself is a reward. When you study to learn, not just to pass, studying becomes enjoyable. When you work for excellence, not just for promotion, work becomes a form of devotion. How to bring this into your daily life? Whenever you start any task, remind yourself for a moment, my job is to give my best. Whatever the result, I will accept it. Shift your focus from what will I get to what can I give. When you work with this mindset, you not only become more effective and creative, but you also experience a deep inner peace that surpasses any external success. Your work becomes your worship and your life a celebration. Fourth principle: the soul is eternal and immortal, freedom from the fear of death. Our fourth principle addresses life's greatest fear, death. This knowledge comes to us from the extraordinary dialogue between Nachiketa and Yamaraj in the Katha Upanishad. The principle is that the soul, your true self, is neither ever born nor ever dies. It is imperishable, immortal, and eternal. The story goes like this. A young boy named Nachiketa, upset with his father's sacrifice, reaches the door of Yamaraj, the god of death. Yamaraj, pleased with his determination, tells him to ask for 3 boons. After the first 2 boons, Nachiketa asks the third and deepest question. What happens to a person after death? Does anything remain, or does everything end? Yamaraj initially hesitates to answer this question. He tempts Nachiketa with all the pleasures of the world, long life and wealth, and says that knowing this secret is difficult even for the gods. But Nachiketa remains firm in his resolve. He says that all these pleasures are momentary and he only wants to know the truth. Seeing his insistence, Yamaraj finally reveals to him the secret of the soul. He says, that which is born does not die, and that which dies is never born. Unborn, eternal, everlasting, ancient. It is not slain when the body is slain. That is, this self-element neither takes birth nor dies. It is neither born from anyone, nor does anyone originate from it. It is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, and the oldest of all. Even when the body is destroyed, it is not destroyed. This one solitary thought can change your entire life. We are not only afraid of death, we are afraid of every kind of end. We fear losing our jobs, breaking relationships, deteriorating health, and change. Every end feels like a small death to us. This fear forces us to cling desperately to things and people, and it prevents us from living in the present. We are always worried about the future, fearing that something might end. The principle of the Upanishad assures us that our true self can never perish. The body is like a garment that the soul wears for a lifetime, and when this garment becomes old or torn, the soul takes it off and puts on a new garment. Death is not the end, just a change, a journey from one stage to another. When this understanding sinks deeply within us, the grip of fear loosens. We learn to live life with more courage and openness. We are not afraid to take risks because we know that no outcome can affect our true identity. We are able to live relationships with more freedom because we know that physical distance cannot end the connection of the soul. This gives us the strength to overcome the sorrow of losing a loved one. When we lose a dear one, it is natural to feel grief. But with this knowledge, we also understand that we have only lost their body. Their soul, their consciousness is always alive. So the next time fear begins to overpower your mind, whether it is the fear of death or the end of something else, remember Nachiketa's wisdom. Close your eyes and try to feel that ever present, never fading presence within you. You are not the wave that breaks upon the shore. You are the deep, calm ocean that always remains. This realization will fill you with that infinite peace and fearlessness that does not depend on any external circumstances. Fifth principle: consciousness is Brahman, consciousness itself is Brahman. Our fifth and final principle comes from the Mahavakya of the Aitareya Upanishad, Prachanyanam Brahma. It means consciousness is Brahman, or pure awareness is the greatest truth. This principle tells us that the consciousness through which you are able to read and understand these words at this moment is the very foundation of this universe. This is not a trivial matter. It takes us to the core of our existence. So far, we have talked about you are that, Tat Tvam Asi. But this principle explains what that actually is. That is pure consciousness. We usually associate ourselves with our thoughts, our emotions, our memories, and our body. We say, I am happy, I am sad, I am thinking. But the Upanishads ask a profound question. Who is it that knows you are happy? Who is it that is seeing that you are thinking? There is a witness, a calm, steady awareness that is present behind every thought, every feeling, and every experience of yours. Just like the screen of a cinema on which the entire movie plays. The movie has scenes of happiness as well as sorrow, but none of that affects the screen. It is just an empty canvas that allows everything to happen. Prajnanam Brahma says that you are not the film, you are the screen. You are the witnessing consciousness. Your thoughts come and go. Emotions keep changing. The body ages. Circumstances change. But that knowing consciousness always remains the same. When you were a child, that consciousness was there. It is the same today. And it will remain the same in the future as well. The practice of this witness consciousness is the true meaning of meditation. When you sit with your eyes closed and simply observe your thoughts without interrupting them, you gradually begin to detach your identity from your thoughts. You start to realize that you are not the thinker, but the observer of the thoughts. This distance, this separation, gives you tremendous peace and clarity. In today's world, our minds are constantly filled with noise, notifications from social media, work stress, worries about the future, regrets from the past. This noise never lets us be calm. We remain lost in our own mental chatter. These things make us reactive. Someone says something and we immediately get angry. A situation changes and we instantly become anxious. The practice of mindful awareness makes us conscious rather than reactive. When a negative thought or feeling arises, instead of getting carried away by it, you can observe it coming and going like a cloud. You can choose whether or not to respond to it. This power of choice is true freedom. The Mandukya Upanishad describes the four states of consciousness: Jagrat, when we are aware of the external world; Swapna, when we are aware of our inner dream world; Sushupti, the state of deep sleep where there are no thoughts, only peace; Turiya, the pure witnessing consciousness that transcends these three states but is also present in them. This state is Brahman, the experience of supreme peace and unity. The simplest way to apply this principle in life is through the practice of mindfulness. Whatever you are doing, do it with full awareness. When you are eating, just eat, savoring every taste and every aroma. When you are walking, pay attention to your steps and your breath. Take a few minutes during the day to sit quietly and observe your breath coming and going. These small practices create a distance between you and your mind and connect you to that calm, steady witness that you truly are. Understanding that you are pure consciousness frees you from all limitations. You are not just a human, you are the empty space in which the entire universe is unfolding. This is the pinnacle of knowledge, and this is the key to lasting bliss. So, these were the 5 drops of nectar drawn from the ocean of 108 Upanishads. Tat Tvam Asi. You are the infinite power of the universe, not an ordinary human being. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Everything is sacred. Use things as a guardian, not as an owner. Nishkama Karma. Do your best and release the worry about results. Find joy in the very act of doing. Atma Amar Hai. You are not the body, but the eternal soul. The fear of death or endings is unnecessary. Prajanam Brahma. You are pure consciousness, the calm observer of your thoughts and emotions. These principles are not just theoretical, they are ways of living. They remind us that true happiness, true peace, and true freedom are not somewhere outside. They lie within us, hidden in the discovery of our true nature. The Upanishads do not ask us to depend on an external God. Rather, they call us to awaken the divinity within ourselves. This journey may not be completed immediately, but the seed of these thoughts has been sown in your mind today. Now it is your job to nurture it. Reflect on these principles, contemplate them, and try to incorporate them into your life. If anything in this journey has touched your heart, if you feel that this knowledge can bring a positive change in your life, then definitely share your experience of this journey with us. Tell us in the comments which of these 5 principles influenced you the most. And if you want to dive deeper into this vast ocean of knowledge, don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we will continue to bring you life-changing ideas like these. Share this video with the people you love because knowledge grows by sharing. Remember, you are not in search of peace. You yourself are peace. You just need to open your eyes.